am separating between you tonight. Okay? I want you guys both to be tonight away from each other. Relax, breathe.
Police video that shows Gabby Petito and her fiance arguing before her disappearance is the biggest piece of evidence that we currently have as to what happened to Gabby. Petito was reported missing on September 11th, and this case just keeps taking more and more insane turns. Police now are actively looking into a possible link between Gabby's disappearance and a double homicide that happened at a campground outside of Moab. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know right here on IO.
What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm sorry, we've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
In the police body cam footage that was released yesterday, Gabby and her boyfriend had gotten physical with each other near a Utah national park, telling the police that the tension between them had been building over the last few days. Petito also told the cops that she feared her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, would leave her behind without a ride. According to the police report, they had initially considered domestic violence charges against Petito, who said that she was struggling with her mental health and allegedly scratched Brian. But ultimately, they deemed the situation to not be a criminal case and told the fighting couple to spend the night apart. The report obtained by the New York Post says, both the male and the female reported that they are in love and engaged to be married and desperately didn't wish to see anyone charged with a crime. There were no significant injuries reported, and both agree that Gabby suffers from serious anxiety. The pair had been traveling together for 4 or 5 months and said that the emotional strain between them had resulted in an increased number of arguments. The police were responding to a report of a domestic disturbance around 4:30 p.m. near the Moonflower Community Cooperative in Moab and would later pull over their 2012 Ford Transit van. Police officer Daniel Scott Robbins writes in his report, I approached the vehicle and saw the only occupants being Gabrielle and Brian. Gabrielle, who was in the passenger seat, was crying uncontrollably. He continues by saying, at no point in my investigation did Gabrielle stop crying, breathing heavily, or compose a sentence without needing to wipe away tears, wipe her nose, or rub her knees with her hands. Both Petito and Laundrie told the cops that they each suffered from an undisclosed disorder, with Brian adding that neither of them were taking any medication. What's disturbing to now know though is that authorities believe there may be a connection between Gabby's disappearance and the shooting of a newlywed couple at a campground outside of Moab. The sheriff's office said in a statement to Fox News, the Grand County Sheriff's Office has been in contact with Florida authorities, and we are actively looking into any connection between the Gabby Petito missing person case and the double homicide that occurred in Grand County. One of the victims in that case, Kylan Schul, worked at a community cooperative where a witness saw a domestic dispute between Gabby and her boyfriend Brian on August 12th. Kylan and his wife Crystal Turner went missing after going to a Moab bar on August 12th, where they complained to friends about a creepy guy close to where they were camping. According to recently unsealed documents obtained by the Salt Lake City Tribune, the couple even told their friends that if something happened to them that they were killed. On August 18th, the newlyweds were found partially undressed with gunshot wounds in their back, sides, and chest. Petito was seen weeks later in Wyoming, hundreds of miles away from Moab, but was reported missing on September 11th by her mother, who had not had any contact with her daughter since August 30th. Laundrie then returned in the van alone to the home they shared together in Florida. His lack of cooperation with police has outraged and devastated the Petito family. Attorney Richard Stafford said Thursday, they're at the point that the desperation has turned to anger. They know that the Laundries know where their daughter is and they will not tell them. That's infuriating. Northport Police Chief Todd Garrison also said at a press conference on Thursday, right now this is a missing person case, alright, and our focus is to find Gabby. My focus isn't to bring Brian in right now, it's to find Gabby, adding, Brian is exercising his constitutional right and I have to respect that. Police did note that Brian's lawyer provided some requested property, and investigators will be analyzing evidence from Petito's van that was seized last week. Additionally, the FBI will also be joining the investigation in this case, and hopefully Gabby can be found soon so her family can have some peace of mind. The FBI have also set up a national hotline to receive tips on this case, so if you know anything, I urge you to call 1-800-225-5324. One more time, that's 1-800-225-5324. For now, I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.